Hello friends! We're on our way to our book club meeting. So we're meeting in Costa for coffee and pretentious book discussion, which is why I'm dressed like this. We have a hipster dress code for our book club. The book that we've been reading the last, 3 months is Terry Pratchett's Monstrous Regiment, set by Niall. It's actually quite a good book. Terry Pratchett's obviously known for his silly names and his humour, but this is actually, it's quite a good commentary on gender and war and religion. Basically about a girl who runs off to join the army disguised as a man. It's like Mulan, except better and written in the style of Terry Pratchett. Yesterday we went to the cinema to see Me Before You, the new film with Daenerys in it.
I didn't know it was Daenerys. I was so shocked. Because she wasn't blonde, she had like fierce eyebrows and stuff.
Yeah.
All I looked at was her eyebrows most of the time.
She could do all sorts of shapes with them, can't she?
Yeah.
She could do like a sine wave with her eyebrows. It was very impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went to see that. That was good too. I'll talk more about that when I'm not just walking through the middle of York. The book club's over and we're on our way back to the crazy house. It's very hot and sunny. It was misleading. The weather forecast said that it was going to be cloudy, and this morning the weather was very miserable. So we thought that that's how it was going to be all day, and we did not dress for this weather.
We went to the fancy dress shop.
Yeah, we did, to buy costumes for my party, because my birthday is on the same day as the EU referendum, and so obviously we're all going to want to watch the results. But I wanted to have a party, and so I thought I've got to combine the two. So my fun plan was to have an EU themed party where everyone is assigned a country at random and then has to come dressed as that country, and we put on a European buffet and listen to European music while we watch the results come in, and that'll be fun. The flaw in the plan was that assigning the countries at random means I have to dress as something from Slovenia. And while I'm sure Slovenia is a lovely country, all I could find on the internet was that they really like roast potatoes, sausages, and hay drying equipment.
Special sausage.
And none of those things are readily found in a fancy dress shop. But the physicist Joseph Stefan does have a beard that is available in fancy dress shops, so that's what I'm going with. So we made it back to the crazy house. This is the book that we read. We've all discussed it. The consensus seemed to be that it was a very good book. It was very enjoyable. People liked reading it. It was funny in the right places. Not as funny as a lot of other Terry Pratchett books, probably because it's got more of a theme to deal with. The themes are gender, war, and religion, which as far as themes go are pretty hefty. But it managed to deal with them surprisingly well. The characters kind of drove things forward. The plot itself was quite simple. It's not a character-focused story, it's focused more on the themes, not in the wanky, pretentious, modernist way. No, they're not characters, they're just metaphors for the American dream. It's not like that. It's actually, it is a very good book. I'd recommend giving it a read, especially if you're interested in things like gender. It gave us a surprising amount to talk about at the book club. It's a Discworld book, and it's just somewhere in the middle of the Discworld series. But it basically stands on its own. It's set in a country called Borogravia that doesn't appear in any other Discworld books. It does link in with the Guards books. It does feature aspects of other Discworld books. It's more enjoyable if you understand those, because you get these little references and allusions, but it's not required. And also a couple of things like the lesser gods and the way belief affects the world makes more sense if you're familiar with the Discworld universe. Also, yesterday we went to see Me Before You. It was good. It was a good film. It was sweet. It was lovely. It was sad, but not as sad as it could have been considering what it deals with. you could have made a very sad film out of that, and they didn't. It was a bit sad. Lissy cried. It was nice to see a film dealing with something like assisted suicide, because obviously that's a big issue, but it's something that's hard to deal with delicately, and obviously it's a position I've never been in. Lissy started being loud. As I was saying, it's hard to deal with an issue like assisted suicide delicately, and obviously that's a position I've never been in, but a lot of people are saying that they didn't necessarily deal with it in the best way, and that the portrayal of disability is not necessarily great. Obviously it'd be great if every film could portray disability well, if films were always very representative, but it's a long road that Hollywood has to take, and even though it's not perfect, and in some ways it seems like it could actually be harmful, I think it's nice to see that steps are being taken in that direction. I think that's a really good thing, and hopefully the portrayal will improve with time. Like how, in general, it's still nowhere near perfect, but in general, the portrayal of gay characters in films is a lot better now than it was in, say, the 70s, where they were there mostly because, they're gay, isn't that funny? So hopefully, as they realise that there's a market for these films, and as people are better educated about what to look for in such a film, hopefully it'll improve. But it was a good film. On a human level, it was enjoyable, and it was emotional. The people did seem real, but it is definitely important to bear in mind that it's not necessarily the best portrayal of what it's actually like to be quadriplegic, and it doesn't necessarily deal well with the very complicated issues surrounding assisted suicide. But then, that's a lot to expect, I suppose. I mean, it's not that much to expect, but it's more than we usually get from a major film. And so I think it's good that they tried, and as much as we can criticise it, it's worth applauding them for that. But obviously this isn't a situation I've ever been in. All I can say is that I went to see the film and I enjoyed it. And one more thing before I edit this. Last night we all decided to do impressions of each other, and they went interestingly. I'm Tom. I'm Emma's boyfriend. I like long walks on the beach and going to the gym.
Hi, I'm Tom. I'm really cool and I've got masculinity throbbing through my entire body.
I am more manly than you.
No, I am the manliest.
No, I am.
No, I am the manliest. I can punch hard.
Okay.
You're not good at a manly walk, are you,
No, you're not.
This is my manly Tom.
Hello, Emma's grandfather. Would you like a fight to prove that I am indeed the alpha male?
Hello, Emma's grandfather. I won't physically fight you, but I'm just going to grip your hand really hard in this heart shape, just to subtly prove that I am more masculine than you.
Do you know what? I think Lissy just wins.
I was really good at the walk.
No, you were doing like this. Whereas Lissy's sort of just the shoulder thing like that.
I can do the shoulder thing.
Oh no.
I'm going to actually genuinely try and walk in a manly fashion now. Don't laugh at me too much.
Is your hips like mince?
I'll keep the hips square. And then you have to have your arms out like you're carrying a
No,
couple
you
of sheep.
don't!
And then you go like that.
That's not a good manly walk though, bro.
And then you do the shoulder thing, apparently. So you put the shoulders into it.
This is getting worse. This is getting worse.
And then you keep...
Now we've got to be George.
Oh, I'm gonna
Meet
be
Maria's
shit.
grandparents. Hi, I'm George. I'm a theoretical physics student, going into my 4th year. I really like physics, and I like facts, and I read Wikipedia a lot. Okay, now the walk.
No, your hips have got to be mincier. Your hips have got to be
Have
mincier.
they?
Yeah. That's it.
I think I'd be too shy to actually introduce myself to her grandparents. I'd
Yeah,
kind of
you'd just
stand
be like,
there awkwardly
"Hi."
until they said hello.
I think you'd do that.
and then the dog will appear, and you'll be like, oh, dog.
I like dogs.
So you don't have to talk to the people.
Good night, friends.